Alright, so we watched Akira for the second time. Each of us. We
Akira,
have seen
Akira.
It's been 6 or 7 years since we watched it, I think.
Yeah,
Do you remember when? Yeah, it's been a while. Alright. So we each have a synopsis for the for it, and I'm gonna go first. Alright. The 1988 anime film Akira is what happens in the Beta Uprising. You Chads will remember the name Tetsuo, not because he causes the end of Neo Tokyo, but because this movie felt like it was made by the one and only Yoko Ono. What? You're upset I spoiled a movie made over 30 years ago? If you haven't seen the movie yet, you are never going to watch it anyway. From Smurfs talking through manic pixie dream girls to clown gangs, this movie truly has it all. If you don't include... Fuck. Let me restart that sentence.
Oh wait, am I supposed to talk during this shit, or am I supposed to leave you talk?
No.
Okay, I was just making sure before I start randomly telling jokes and shit, and you'll be like, oh,
I mean, you're allowed to laugh. You're allowed to laugh.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay.
Alright. From Smurfs talking through manic pixie dream girls to clown... Oh, fuck. Okay. Brown titty, blue titty, brown titty, blue titty. Fucking can't talk.
Oh, fuck.
From Smurfs talking through manic pixie dream girls to clown gangs, this
Wait, you watched the Smurfs, dude? I didn't watch the same movie as you,
no,
dude.
we watched Smurfs. We watched the fucking Smurfs. This film truly has it all, if you don't count a coherent plot. You may really think I don't like this film from my plot synopsis, and you'd be right to assume that. It's because I don't. There we go. There's my plot synopsis.
Okay. Alright, for me, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Look, first time I watched this movie, I didn't know what the fuck I was watching, real talk. Second time I watched this movie, dude, as I was writing this synopsis, I was literally writing everything that was going on in the movie. Like bomb went off. Scene looks like a body part, blood vessels. What is this? So my synopsis of this movie is, what the fuck?
That's it?
Yeah.
That's really good. That's a really good plot synopsis. Alright. Okay, so now we're just gonna move on to our thoughts. You wanna start?
What are my thoughts?
Yeah, what's your thoughts of the movie?
Thoughts of the movie.
Just your overall thoughts.
Number one, can't deny. This movie has some top-notch animation. Look, if you want to watch a movie, the anime of animes, Akira is 100% beautifully animated. If you just want to look at beautiful Japanese animation, Akira will probably be a set like that's the one I recommend to watch, just to see, great pictures and someone drawing like you can see the artist's talent in that movie. But the writers need to be put up. The writers need to stop. Look. This movie, I don't know. Look, I don't even know. It's hard to tell about this movie because I don't know the target audience. Everyone in the movie is under the age of 15. Like, they said it in one part. And last time I saw this movie, I did not know that. This time, now I do.
Why does that one old scientist?
Alright. Besides the army and police and the bartender, everyone else is a kid.
Yeah, you right.
Everyone's a kid. And so is the target audience teens, or do they assume adults want to see kids do stuff? Is that the target audience? I don't know. I don't know anything about Akira. I didn't even look up whether there's a shonen or seinen or shoujo or whatever the hell else the other
Yeah,
one's
it was
called.
originally a manga, and the movie was made by the manga creator.
I tell you right now, dude, the manga. Look, there was never. I'm gonna say there was never a dull moment. There was always something happening in the movie. I have to give it that. Beautiful animation. Something's always happening, and that together, usually you think, oh, it's gonna be a good anime. But if you don't know what's going on, it's a fever dream, and
Yeah,
this is
no.
like
If I had the flu and I was watching Akira at the same time, God forbid, it would just throw me into a fucking, like, panic attack. Just a full-blown panic attack. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do with myself.
Honestly, I can see it happening. I can see this movie causing many panic attacks. I'm surprised during COVID no one has been thrown in a panic attack because of Akira. I'm just saying, bro. Another thing, I don't even know what part of the damn thing I'm supposed to be talking about, but where are we in this movie? All right, dude, they said after World War III, what countries did they fight? Who the hell bombed Japan during World War III? I don't know.
It was Akira. It was Akira.
So Akira is a different country, came from a different country, or is this an alien?
So Akira was one of the Espers, the little blue shits. Whatever the fuck they are, I think they're supposed to be human. Just with special powers. Yeah.
And then where's the rest of the world?
Know. Where's the rest of the world? Fighting
Yeah.
World War III.
World War III happened in Japan. Who was against Japan? And then these capsules.
Everyone. It was supposed to be. So, I'm gonna get to this later, but keep that question on your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this movie. All right, man. Let me look at my notes, bro. All right. Let's see. One, there was no real morals or goals throughout this whole movie. I can't really explain any goal throughout the movie of the scientists don't know their goal. They kept saying it is the goal.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can fit in anything in this whatever you were feeling at the time. I think this movie was supposed to be is aimed toward like people on drugs because there's a lot of drug use and it's like
extremely surreal.
I don't know what it is. The whole movie, I'm like, what the fuck is it? What is it? What do you? And they keep asking, like, that's it. And it's like, Kanata, like at the end, spoiler alert. Kanata I don't even know if it's a spoiler. He gets into a damn light thing.
This is full spoilers.
Kanata, it's true. It's like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this movie came out of.
Fuck them.
Kanata got sucked in with Tetsuo / Akira. And then the 3 Martians, 3 kids, experiments, the orphans, 27 through 20, was it 25, 26, 27? I don't know. Numbers with the hands, they all go in to save, saying Kanata had nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. Is it the experiments? Because if so, why did Akira I don't understand what it is. Like the experiments didn't matter throughout the whole thing because the experiments were created by the army, so Akira was made by the army, or I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. What did Kanata not have to do with? He witnessed everything, he saw the kids, he was like, he has nothing to do with it. I don't know what it is.
It is bad writing.
I can tell you that, yeah. I agree.
Simple and clean.
I can agree.
Just like the Kingdom Hearts song, simple and clean. It is bad writing,
dude. And another thing, where's the parents? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just asking, where are the parents?
Good. Yeah,
are they all orphans? Everyone in this movie is an orphan?
Well,
did they all die in the World War?
I think that's the implication. That all the older people died in World War III.
And these are kids Then where are the cops?
The cops were, they're the army now, I believe. I don't fucking know. This movie is trash.
Dog shit. I can't tell you who's the good guy or the bad guy. I think the Colonel was the good guy in the movie. Really, like the Colonel.
Yeah, no. The Colonel was the good guy, and it's not good writing.
It's not Kanata, not Tetsuo. They weren't good. None the kids, maybe the orphans, the ones with the numbers on their hands, maybe they were good. Kanata was an asshole.
This is what I will say about the plot. The movie's plot really should have stayed focused on Kanata's crush on Kaori. Is that how you say her name?
I thought her name was Kay.
Kay, Kaori. I think her full name is Kaori.
I know
Kay.
you're talking
We'll
about,
call her
yeah. The protest girl. Yeah.
All this shit with Tetsuo and the little blue rabbit shits can still happen, but I wanted to continue seeing Kanata absolutely fucking just beef it flirting with a girl. It was the only relatable part of the movie. It was the only relatable part.
That boy was a Chad. Kanata was hitting that bit. Oh! And she was like, I ain't gonna give you a time of day.
And we just kind of see it jump from an awkward love story to her just being sucked into the bigger plot. It feels like no other plot outside of Tetsuo's had a true ending.
Tetsuo's didn't have a true ending. Did you not hear the kids? This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Akira goes,
you're right.
This is only the beginning. And
there was no resolution to this movie.
There's no They said the future isn't one string. Is this a timeline? Did they make a new universe? I don't know. I can't tell you shit. I don't know what the hell happened. Was the beginning the end of the movie because they started off looking like a blood thing, like Akira's body part in the beginning of the movie? I don't know. Maybe did Akira it's fucking shit.
But I mean, like, the whole thing with none of it having a plot resolution. I guess you could argue that has artistic merit, but that's just fucking dumb to me. Like, I am all for my pretentious shit. This is pushing that a bit too far for me. Don't drop everything once the big plot comes in, you know? Like, sprinkle some B-plot development in there. Don't just have everything focus on one plot at a time once when it hits a certain point in the film. It just... That whole thing, specifically that, felt like just bad writing, all in all, to me.
I can see it.
Yeah, like, you can say, yes, the movie, very confusing, but that's the art of it. It's very surreal and all this other shit. But the writing from a characterization and just general plot development standpoint, it is bad writing because everything just kind of gets dropped at points.
I don't know if everything got dropped or there was supposed to be nothing to begin with.
That's fair.
Like, because alright. So it starts off with Kanata putting a track on, choosing a thing in a jukebox, right? In the bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Note they're 15. They went to the school. The principal's like, you're under 15, so here's what you get. So they are 15, but the bartender didn't give a shit.
Yeah, no, that's just kind of to show the dystopian thing. I think that's fine.
That's the dystopian thing? These kids are just...
Yeah, kids kind of, at least biker gangs of this variant, they just kind of do what they want. No one's gonna tell them otherwise.
And then, so the capsules, like, are we supposed to see them as good or bad? Because in the beginning, they just beat the shit out of that dude in the yellow car.
Yeah, no, I think it is supposed to be a like a moral gray area. Like, should we be rooting for the hero? Like, kind of an anti-hero sort of situation. You were gonna hear me say this a lot in reviews, just because it's the movies I tend to like, which I don't like this movie very much. I respect it. But a movie that has too many ideas will always have my respect. The problem is that they often get lost in the metaphor, like Donnie Darko and A Clockwork Orange. It can still make a great movie all in all. I don't like A Clockwork Orange either, I will say that. But I still respect it. The problem with that, like with a heavy metaphorical movie, is you don't know when it's trying to progress the story or the metaphor. And unfortunately, this movie doesn't have any true metaphors to pick from, you know?
Yeah.
Some people believe it's about, like, God's wrath. Some people believe that it's about America's effect on Japan after Hiroshima. And you can read every fucking theory out there. They're all outlandish. And you can see, like, fragments of it sprinkled in there. Hell, it may be all of those theories. But it's really hard to follow through with something if you have so many topics that you're trying to tackle and make a coherent story out of it.
The thing is that, like, yeah, it can be all those things, but if it can be anything, it's nothing. Because it's like a blank piece of paper. Like, you can make this anything if you want to. That's what the movie is whatever you're feeling at the time. Let's say you're really in a anti-capitalist mindset. Like, any teenager goes, I hate the system. And then they watch the movie and they see all these teens, like, they see the signs of fuck capitalism, whatever the hell they're rebelling against. They're like, yeah, I like that. You know, and then they say the movie is about that. But really, if someone else is on drugs and they're just going through a bad time, the movie is also about that. Because it's about anger. Tetsuo's angry. He's like, everyone keeps trying to help me. I'm trying to stand up for my own. And dude's on drugs. You know? It may be someone going through that mindset. It's literally about everything. And so there's no... They can't make... So you can put your own meaning into it. You can go, this has to mean that. It's like Alice in Wonderland. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is supposed to mean nonsense. It's 100% nonsense. But people put meaning in it. And so I'm not even going to say Akira is up there with Alice in Wonderland, because Akira I did not enjoy at all, because look, real talk, I can't say I didn't enjoy it all. I did enjoy some because the animation was great. There's no way you can say that you completely it wasn't a movie that I could. Everyone says you have to watch this movie like 3 times. It was a chore to watch this fucking movie.
I couldn't find it, but when we first watched this movie, I seen an interview with the director saying that you will never understand this movie until you have seen it at least 7 times. I could have made this up in my mind, but I have a memory of reading that because I just couldn't find it when I was trying to find more information on the movie, and I wanted to find that certain bit of information. But it's quite the stretch. If you want to say you have to watch this movie twice to see all perspectives of the characters and all this, sure, hell, even 3 or 4 times. Even like 500 Days of Summer, perfect rom-com to me.
I can see
you
that.
You won't really see any of the perspectives of all the characters on your first watch, really. You'll realize we'll save that for another day.
We'll save that for another one.
I love that movie so much. Yeah, it's just you can't tell someone to watch your movie 7 times to begin to understand it. It just seems like you're trying too hard to be pretentious. Like, just say your movie's abstract. I would love this movie if it was known for being an abstract work and you pick apart your own thing. But the creator seems pretty lenient on saying that there is an overall message. And I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that at all. Look,
but I don't know his work. I don't know his work
I know
better
the
than he
message.
does.
I know the message.
Yeah.
All right, look, they got what they had was clowns. Bikes are stolen. Biker gangs. Because bikes are cool.
There's no denying that the movie is metaphorical towards something, but I feel like it's just too lost in its metaphor. It had too many things to say, and it also wanted a story to tell, and it just got lost. All right. Would you say that's good for the
We're going over characters yet?
Overall?
It's just the thoughts of the movie? Yeah, that's good enough, bro. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck was happening in this goddamn movie, bro.
How did you feel about Canada? How the fuck you say it?
Is she the main girl? Is she the girl that was protesting?
No, that's the main character.
Canada. Okay, how do I feel about Canada?
Yeah, Canada.
How do I feel about... Look, the whole movie until, like, 3/4 the way in, I kept calling him Akira. I thought he was fucking Akira.
That's fair.
I was like, that has to be Akira.
I thought it was his last name on my first watch. So once when they were like, oh, Tetsuo's Akira, I was like, huh? Like, what the fuck? But no, this movie's convoluted, needless to say.
Well, I think Canada, at this point, that is a 14-year-old Chad with... Look, that's all I can say right now is we don't see him do drugs. He has a capsule on his back of his jacket. I don't know what the meaning of that is. I can't tell you if he's the medicine of the world. No, he's not. He was saved by the Martian. There's no symbolism. I don't know what he is.
I don't know what capsule is. It could be a company. Because there's a Canon, like the camera company Canon. That's on his bike too. It's because they help fund the movie. Capsule could be something that helped fund the movie.
No, capsule. So they said capsules were the drugs. Like when they went to scientists said, is Tetsuo ready for level 7 capsules? Like whatever the hell he said. I forgot. Capsule number 7. So it was the medicine. No, it was the drugs. And then, but it was also the drugs. More
metaphorical.
I think. So what was that? So here's a couple things. Here we go. I don't know if this is the movie or characters, but there was the capsules or the drugs being at. The scientist said, do you think Tetsuo can handle these capsules? I forgot what level. I think it was like level 7, I think he said. Because that's when they got Tetsuo. It was like he saw the Martian and crashed into it. Or whatever. He crashed into the Smurf. Then Tetsuo... And then Tetsuo went to the bar, asked the bartender for capsules. The bartender gave him the pills. And then he killed the bartender because it was supposed to be too much money or something. I don't know. He killed the bartender after getting the capsules. Like the medicine in his hand were called the capsules, and there was the capsule on the back of Akira. And then later on, when they find Akira and Akira's in those vials, the kids call the vials capsules, and so they put Akira's body parts in the capsules. So whether or not the capsules are part of Akira, illegal drugs, or Akira is good or bad, I don't know if Akira... They said the drugs were used to suppress or to help Tetsuo control his power, right? And everyone's born with this power, they said. Akira's energy, I think. I don't know. They said Tetsuo took the drugs to control it. And the reason he blew up was because he didn't take the drugs to control his power. So is this a message saying drugs control your power? Are drugs good or bad? Because the other dude tried to take drugs to cure his heart attack. He had a heart attack and he was trying to take his medicine and he couldn't, so he just died.
Well, I think that you're actually making a good point right now for the movie. Because there's definitely a theme of moral ambiguity. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, ambiguity.
Ambiguity. I'm gonna skip over that word. Fuck that word.
You're just gonna put me saying it. Ambiguity.
No, I'm not even gonna edit this out. Fuck that. There's a lot of that in this movie, and it's theming like Canada, fucking Canada. His whole biker gang just kind of like goes and vandalizes shit, all that. So that's pretty immoral, but he also pretty much saves the world at the end. He's an anti-hero, and there's a lot of theming of moral ambiguity. I nailed it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway.
But can you imagine saying, what's Akira about? Oh, it's about, drugs control people. Drugs limit your power.
You can say that.
Yeah. You say that's Akira?
Yeah. That's what I think. I think this movie says everything.
I think this movie's dog shit.
It says too much. It says too much.
That's what I mean.
I think that's its problem.
Is Akira about a nuke? Yeah. It's Akira about rape.
That's what I was saying earlier in regards of it handles too many metaphors, and it became a mess because it's also trying to tell a story at the same time. So my thoughts on Canada. He was a pretty damn basic, middle of the road hero character. Despite all that, I still fucking love them. I think he's a great character. He has a lot of heart, and he deserves to die at the end. I think that man should have got fucking murked.
Yeah, I think they should have just let him die.
Yeah.
I don't know why the alien kids said we're going in, we're out in this world, like, and then they killed themselves to save Canada, whatever, Akira. Because if you say the name Akira, do you think of the Akira in the show, Tetsuo, or do you think of the kid Akira, the one that was the big ball of light or the police part? No, you think of Kanata. If someone says the word Akira, first thing that comes to your mind, Kanata and his red bike.
No, absolutely.
He is Akira.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna support that. What are you gonna do? You gonna look at fucking what's his name? Fucking Leonardo DiCaprio and Inception and call him Inception the whole movie? I don't support that one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Inception. When you think of Inception. Think about
Leonardo DiCaprio played John Inception.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is that when you think of another movie, think of a title of any show, any movie that has a meaning, you're gonna think of that meaning. When you think of Akira, it's like what meaning? It's like the psychoanalysis of what comes to mind when you think of the word Akira. It's like you watch the movie and then someone goes, "What do you think of whatever you think of the word Akira?" I think beautiful animation. That's it. Said beautiful animation, trash 2 hours, but I guess
fucking 2 hours. I forgot about that goddamn runtime on my second watch. Oh, that was a chore. I will say, Akira's kind of a chore to get through. I think by the time you get to a certain point, like an hour in or so, just go fucking like stand up, do something else for a little while, come back. You won't forget it. There's nothing to follow anyway. You're not forgetting anything. It's kind of really hard. In my notes here, I'm gonna read my shortest excerpt. It just says Tetsuo is a soy boy cuck beta. I apparently didn't like Tetsuo at the time of watching this. I will say, I do love that Tetsuo's desperation at the end when once he realized that he's gone too far with his shenanigans and the explosions happening, that made me emotional. He genuinely wanted Kanata's help. Like, despite being a massive glob of human mass and wires and shit, his humanity still came through in its purest form. It was like a genuinely gorgeous scene. I don't know what the fuck it meant, but it was gorgeous. Like, it just having his humanity shine through.
Maybe people who need help want to push away help until they really, really need help,
Yeah,
and
no,
then it
I
turns
mean,
out
that's
it's too late
absolutely
for them
it.
to need help. It is a meaning. It's a meaning there. I can put in.
I am being overly cynical with this review, honestly.
Real talk, I put Akira as like either. I'm not going to say you should watch Akira. Akira is not something like I don't know whether to put Akira as you should watch or shouldn't watch right now. All right, dude, I'm still trying to decide that. I just think Akira, like half the time, shit just happens. Like Tetsuo starts hallucinating. I don't know what that even means. I don't know. He hallucinates, like his body parts coming out,
Yeah.
and then I think what happened was the artist just drew possibilities and didn't want to waste anything they drew. So what if they drew something? They put it in the movie
I can see
somewhere.
that. I will say, bit late to say, we never read the manga. If it wasn't obvious, we never read the manga. So, if some of this is not in the manga, and what Adam just said was true, awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad that the artist had fun.
That's all that matters to me, bro.
Yeah.
They did great. The animators did a wonderful job. All right, dude, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
That's a 10
no
out.
one could ever deny
Animation's
that.
10 out of 10 on Akira. If
Yeah.
you just watch a show based on animation alone, Akira is a 10
We'll
out of 10.
talk about art in a second. We're gonna talk about one more character, Kari, or Kay. I thought Kay was excellent.
I don't know. I have one issue with Kay.
I was gonna say I think Kay was excellent until the writing team decided she wasn't gonna be Kay anymore. Like when she got possessed by the by the girl gremlin, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and then, I don't know how does Kay not know she's being possessed? Does she blank out? She doesn't say anything about it later.
Yeah,
it just
it's strange.
She's a different person and goes, "You have to do this, Kanata," and then Kanata's like, "Bing," and I don't know what the noises mean. The noise is supposed to signify something. I don't know. He realized that that's the girl that was in the bed thing, and then he goes, "Oh, that's you. You're not Kay right now." But they don't say if Kay realizes she wasn't Kay. Kay just goes on like, "Yep, I didn't realize that." And you never know when she swaps back.
Yeah, it's hot take. This is a convoluted movie. Akira is a bit convoluted.
You know, they could put colors, something to signify, tell the audience like, "Yeah, this is her," and then like if you swap a character,
they did. She has an eyeliner on when she's being possessed.
Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, you're right. The pink, the purple.
Yeah, I think it was like a blue. I don't know.
I forgot what color it was, dude. I just thought this movie was a fucking clown show, dude. The clowns were the best part because it really symbolized what the fucking movie was. Clowns on bikes, dude. Clowns that roll with it. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of clowns. They go, "You know what we're doing? I'm drawing this," and they're like, "Aight."
That's what you can say Akira's about. No one could deny it.
No, it's
clown shooting the shit.
Clown shoots.
Now, let's talk about the only redeemable part of the film. I'm joking. I don't want to be that cynical.
I mean, before we do that, I just want to bring up there was another character I didn't bring up, and that was the city itself. Usually a good setting has a good is a character in its own. You know what I mean? Like it has a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think most of the city's character comes from the art, though. Don't you agree?
I agree, but there's one thing that I missed out of the other part, and that was when the black hole birth of the universe happened in Neo Tokyo, and they throughout the movie you hear of old Tokyo. Did it happen in old Tokyo first, and then now it happened in Neo Tokyo?
You're asking the wrong person.
Because that would explain what happened to Old Tokyo. And then so let's say you do watch the movie
No,
7
Old
times,
Tokyo
right?
got blown up by Akira.
Yeah, every time you watch the movie, it's the end of the world, and then you watch it again, it's the end of the world, and then you watch it again, it's the beginning of the world. You know, Old Tokyo.
Oh, so you think this movie is a loop of itself?
It's a fucking loop. Because you see it in the beginning. They zoom into the city, zoom out of the city.
But that was
and
Old
then
Tokyo.
Old Tokyo. That's Old Tokyo. Now this is Neo Tokyo. That's
but
Old
no,
Tokyo.
It says that it's like 30 years after anyway. It's not a time loop.
Yeah, after the world ends and then starts a new one by Akira. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. At the end, the golden children in it say this is just the beginning. Beginning of what?
I think you might be right.
What is it the beginning of? I can't tell you. I have to put that in. Why do I need to think that's what this is about? Because it might not be about that. It doesn't. There's no foreshadowing. There's no big reveal. There's no plot twist. There's no anything to do with a story. You know, no constant theme throughout. It's gone. You watch different shit.
You're questioning the movie's intelligence right now when you should be questioning your own. I think you're arguing the wrong thing right now.
Listen, dude. If you think I'm against the movie right now, you're wrong. I think the movie is art. And they were trying to add these meanings to it. But as I'm saying, is also, I am putting a meaning into it. I am thinking of a meaning, popping it in. Seeing if it fits. You know, just throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah, I think that's what they want you to do, I believe.
But that's what I'm saying is what
the movie does not question your intelligence, and I think it should. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, the movie should but there should be a line for you to follow when you watch a movie. The author has the makers have a purpose of this film, and it should be clear. If you make something that's very unclear, unfocused of the purpose, and you're reading it like you're watching it and you're trying to figure shit out, then most of the time it's just gonna be you going, what the fuck was that about? So then
I honestly disagree with you there.
What do you mean?
I think a movie can have fun without explaining a single thing. That's why I think it's just bad writing that tainted this movie. I think this movie can be extremely abstract all at once. In addition to it having too many metaphors that I want to sprinkle in there, I think that it can be what it wants, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It can be abstract if it wanted to be. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, I guess.
What I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying. Like, the art, I can put meaning into it. And as I'm saying, I'm questioning the movie, you're thinking, you know, that's a good point. That might be what the movie's about. So therefore, it's a kind of a good movie in that regard, right? Is that what you mean? Like, it kind of is, all right. Because I'm saying it as if it's cynically bad movie for what I'm saying. But really, you're saying that it might be good for that, right?
Yeah.
But also what I'm saying is, you watch a show, you read a book, you got an initial message from it, right? And then let's say a good show, let's say you watch like Avatar or something. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender is amazing. All right, I ain't gonna fuck goddamn tell you. No, Avatar: The Last Airbender is amazing. Everyone can agree. But if you watch it again, you might notice you get the same meaning, but you might notice different parts that you didn't notice before, like Azula's hair always being one spark out of place. You know, something's wrong. Her control. You know, you see a different detail that the animators did put in for a reason. This movie, the reason you have to watch it 7 times or something is because you have to see what the animators did, because the animators were the one telling the story. The writers, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. There's no coherent shit going on. So the animators probably put like something in it, like a story of their own. Let's say each team were writing a fucking story, and they were like, you know what, I'm gonna draw this picture, and you write some bullshit you want to write. I'm gonna just draw this picture, and then they just put them together, and they're just trying their best to hodgepodge this shit together, you know, put mold in it, trying to put where pieces fit and be like, yeah, that can fit there. There we go. Let's make this dude's mouth move and make him say, you know, whatever the hell he wants to say, some philosophical shit, like or express like, I don't want you to help me, Kadada, or whatever the fuck, and then what the fuck?
I see what you're saying, but I think I disagree with you in that regard. I think this movie is a wonderful work of art through and through, and my problem is that I just don't understand it. You please, if you think that the writing is irredeemable, that is your God-given right to believe that. But
I'm not saying it's irredeemable. I'm with you as of I don't understand the movie. And that's the thing that I don't like, is that when you read something or you watch something and you don't understand what the fuck just happened, you don't understand what they were trying to tell you. It makes you, it's like as if somebody talked to you in a different language and then you were like, well, I don't speak that language, so I'm not going to understand it now. You already have context that you're not understanding this. And the reason why is because they're speaking a different language. This movie is supposed to be, you know, they subtitle it, whatever the fuck. You're supposed to be able to watch, like, see it and understand something out of it, right? You're like,
right.
All right, I got something out of that. Like, and there's a line, like a story has like a beginning and end, you know, there's a climax. Shit goes on, you follow it. You can follow what's going on, what the characters' ideals are, what their morals are. Usually, the characters make the show. Their morals are shown somewhere. This one had very like you said, morally ambiguous characters. We don't know what they're fighting for. We don't know what they're fighting against. There's no motive in anybody's heart. The Colonel's the only one with a motive, and his motive was, I gotta protect the city. No one else has.
Tetsuo had a motive. He wanted to prove to the world that he was an independent white man.
Yeah, he had to prove that he doesn't need Kanada's help.
Yeah, Kanada and Kei kind of felt like pretty empty characters. They could have been a lot more. We already talked about that.
Like, no one. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's the what was the scientist? Like, the scientist was just, you know, just looking at Akira, just looking at the damn energy in the thing. But we don't know what was going on that whole time. Anytime that shit came up and he just looked at it and was like, oh, I understand. I didn't understand nothing. I don't know what the fuck that dude was going on about. And the thing is, like I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying this movie could have been a 30-minute episode if you want to put the story I think is good. I'm saying there's a lot of bloat that means absolutely nothing and is just dog shit.
Let me ask you this.
Dumb.
Do you think Jordan Peele could have saved this movie if he made that live action remake?
Oh, hell no, dude. Jordan Peele did a wonderful job at fucking saying, you know what? Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Because he would either got people mad because he didn't do a 1-for-1.
Yeah, or he would get situation.
Or he would have got
lose-lose situation there.
It's a lose-lose. You can't. Akira, this is. Look, honestly, I'm gonna say it. I'm glad the movie was made because it made someone money, and look, capitalism, people deserve to get paid no matter what kind of shit comes out of them, because they need to live. People need to live, and right now money is needed to live. Therefore, you know.
Look, well, this was in the 80s.
And it did break through some shit. All right, think about the limited cyberpunk. You know, like they kind of did popularize cyberpunk. It did do some stuff on its own.
One of the most influential works of cyberpunk media.
But like, even like Ghost in a Shell, you could say is a little bit. It is ambiguous, but you can follow something. Like, you see it and you're like, oh, okay. But this movie, you can't follow anything.
Right. So, art. I am gonna start off with saying about the art. The art in the movie is the only reason why I would recommend this to anyone.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
If you want to watch something pretentious, go watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. My favorite movie of all time. Go watch that. Want to see something surreal? Go watch the David Lynch short film Rabbits. That thing is like a fucking fever dream. If you want to see body horror, go see literally any Kevin James movie after he lost weight. That's some of the scariest shit you can see.
I was gonna say Saw. I was thinking Saw right away, right, dude?
Yeah, Saw. Go watch Saw. Sorry, Kevin James.
Or is it Shape of Water? Which one was it with the teeth and everything? I forgot that dude. They went into there's a lot of. Okay, just go. I'm just gonna come up with random bullshit.
Teeth is
Teeth is a good one.
James,
Teeth, yeah.
No, not James Cameron. Who the fuck is
Teeth.
It was
James
a guy that did. I know. Teeth directed by James Cameron. Oh fuck, what was his name? It was the guy that did Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn. Okay, I was right about James. Anyway, but if you wanted to see if you want to watch some killer Japanese animation, extremely influential animation, anything regarding animation that is
Red
good,
Line.
Go watch this.
Oh, okay, yeah, Akira's good
watch
too.
Akira. I have not seen Red Line. We're probably gonna review that soon enough.
Oh, you're gonna see some masterpiece animation. It's newer and it has some good animation. Good animation.
I don't know anything about it. I haven't even looked at the cover of it. I don't know the plot.
It's been years since I watched it. It's been years since I watched it. Just know animation is baller.
Sounds good. We will review that.
And it's funner. It's funner. Okay, it's shorter and funner. All right, I'll tell you that right now. All right, let's keep going with Akira. Back to Akira. Fuck Akira. Let's talk about Red Line.
Let's talk about Red Lobster. This episode is sponsored by Red Lobster.
Red Lobster.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I gotta say in that regard of recommending this movie. I don't know if I should have recommended this movie later, but yep. If you want to watch some good animation, watch this. If you want to watch body horror, go watch any Kevin James movie.
Smosh.
Mosh?
Smosh.
Oh, Smosh?
YouTuber Smosh, yeah.
Let me say, you can take and I know that you're going to agree with this. It's just, I just want to put this into words and into the world. I'm sure it's been said before. I'm not having a revelation here. But you can take a screenshot from, like, any point in this movie, and it would be a gorgeous work of art. I paused the movie several times just to test this theory. Even ones where I thought it would be a little awkward. And even still, I seen it as, like, if this was just a work of art that you've seen scrolling down Twitter or something, you would be like, this is excellent. This is beautiful.
Talented people did draw this. This is complete. Animators, 10 out of 10. The animators of Akira, 10 out of 10. They should have got paid the most.
Specifically with the city shots, like those impeccable. And
oh yeah, dude, when they were driving the motorcycles and then you see the
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, that was
some
of
the
shots.
Perspectives with the motorcycle, the bike riding. You can only do an animation. This movie could not be anything but animation, and I'm glad that Jordan Peele fucking realized that. You cannot remake this movie live action. This movie has to be animated, and I hope that it. I kind of hope that one day we could see an Akira series. That would be cool. Like 12 episodes max. I'm not gonna watch anything more than that. I might not even watch it because I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit.
If the anime, like, it's just you can only do this in animation. You can only tell this story with animation. To me, you cannot do it live action. You couldn't do it through an audio book. You couldn't. You might not even be able to do it through a manga. Maybe that's why it was turned into a movie. As I said, we never read the manga. But to me, I feel like the manga could not do it justice. Could be wrong. Maybe the manga's better. But
yeah, maybe the manga actually tells a story.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe you can actually follow them on. Maybe it's like Dune, you know? They try to put this whole fucking damn thing, and then there's, you know what? Let's shove it into a 2-hour movie.
This is just two cynical buffoons talk about Akira.
Look. Non-cynical. Animation, 10 out of 10, dude. All about being cynical with the animation.
Okay. Let's talk about the most underwhelming thing in the movie for a second.
Okay.
The fucking music. The music was so goddamn forgettable. Like, the only thing memorable in the music was the male chorus singing during Tetsuo's theme when he's trying to use Akira's powers to its fullest potential. That's like the only work of music I remember from the movie. I think the guy that did the soundtrack also did the soundtrack for Paprika, which Paprika's soundtrack was also forgettable to me. I don't know about for you, but for me,
I don't remember Paprika's soundtrack, dude. I just remember.
Yeah.
I remember Dreams. I remember the dude, and I remember the thing at the end. Pretty good.
Also, I
good
hate
though.
Paprika. I'll put
At the
that
same
one out
time,
there.
I can see it. Paprika was pretty weird.
Yeah, it was boring. It wasn't weird to me.
All right,
it was
look,
boring.
for me, Akira's like Radiohead. All right.
In what
You
way?
can't think about Radiohead. Radiohead, you can't say Tom York or the rest. You can't say Radiohead is a bad band. You can't say that none of them have talent. You can't say they're talentless. You can't say, but you can say you don't like their songs. You can say it.
Yeah.
But you can't say the songs are bad. You can say you don't like them. That's what Akira is. I can't say Akira's bad. I'm saying I didn't quite enjoy. That is the greatest take
I've heard about Akira.
I can't say I enjoyed Akira.
That is the greatest take I've ever heard about Akira. I 100% agree with that. You can never deny its influence, but you can deny that it's a good movie. Anything else you want to add before we give our ratings?
Dude, let me see my notes. I'll tell you real quick. Right here. No, I can't believe it's not butter joke. I'm sorry.
That's a
0 out of 10.
That's a good rating right there. So, all right, now I want to give my actual rating.
Okay.
And I know it's gonna be hard. I'm talking as someone that does not understand the movie yet. I will say I haven't said it yet. I want desperately to love this movie. I want to see everything about it. I want to nitpick it. I want to be like, this means that and that means this, etc. But for right now, maybe in 4 years, 5 years, or whatever, we'll re-review this and be like, this is a gorgeous work of art. I hate our old review. Let's delete it. But for right now, I'm gonna say it is a 4.5 suicidal death cults out of 10. Because I'd only recommend this movie if you're about to kill yourself and you need one more reason to do it.
I rate this infinity loop nuke out of 1.
That's a good one. I like that. Alright. That's the Akira review. Alright. Slap it up, post it online, never look back.
I ain't never seen it.
Let's go to the fucking moon. That's perfect. That's where we're gonna cut it off.